Hi, my name is Kiara and I'm from 2E. One thing I enjoy about MEP is that I'm able to meet other people who are passionate about music. I will be playing Shan't Be Roxanne by Polish composer Karol Szymanowski. This translates to Song of Roxanne and it is from the opera King Roger. It contains lyrical melodies that use Arabic Persian scales. There are many instances of glissando and dissonant chords that bring out the intense emotion of the music. Please enjoy!
Hi everyone, I'm Erica from 4F. And the reason that I like MEP is because it exposes us to different genres of music around the world, and it continuously allows us to experience new kinds of music as the syllabus progresses throughout the years. The piece that I'll be performing today is the Waltz in B minor by Frédéric Chopin. Chopin is a Polish composer who wrote mainly for solo piano and was himself a virtuoso pianist during the Romantic era. His waltzes, including the one that I'll be performing shortly, were written specifically for the salon recital. Chopin's music is also full of elegance and gentleness and is complemented by the frequent use of profound expression. Please enjoy!
525,600 minutes, 525,000 moments so dear, 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, in laughter and strife. In 525,600 minutes, how do you measure a year in the life? How about love? How about love? How about love? Measuring love. Seasons of love. Seasons of love. 525,600 minutes. 525,000 journeys to bed. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure the life of a woman or a man?
In truth that she loved, for the times that he cried, in bridges he burned, for the way that she died.
It's time now to see out the story never ends. Let's celebrate, remember a year in the life of friends. Remember the love. Remember the love. Remember the love. Measuring love. Seasons of love. Seasons of love. Seasons of 525,600 minutes. 525,000 moments so dear. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, in laughter and strife. In 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year in the life? How about love? Remember the love. Remember the love. Measuring love.
Good morning, students and parents. A very warm welcome to the 2021 IPE Open House. I'm Mrs. Loh, Principal of Temasek Junior College. We would have liked to meet you all in person, but in the current situation, that's not possible. We hope that this virtual open house will provide you with as good an introduction to our beloved college, convince you of the excellent people and programs we have, and encourage you to be part of our TJC family. We are a 44-year-old institution that takes pride in our rich traditions, high standards, and our excellent outcomes. Our students join us at IP1 and IP3 for the 6- and 4-year integrated program respectively. Students also join us at JC1 through the joint admission exercise after their GCE O-levels. Regardless of their entry points, our students thrive and succeed in and beyond their college years. As recently as in the 2020 GCE A-level examinations, our IP students outdo themselves, producing an excellent set of results. More than 1 in 5 of our IP students achieved a perfect university admission score of 90 points. The median university admission score was 86.3, while the mean university admission score was 84. And for the 2020 project work results released this week, 8 in 10 of our current IP6 students scored distinction. Our IP students also excel at the GCE O-Level Mother Tongue and Higher Mother Tongue examinations. In 2020, 6 in 10 of the IP4 cohort scored a distinction. We are just so happy for our students and their families because we know that a good set of results will open doors to the universities and university courses of their choice. We know that resilience, ambition, respect, care for their family, and teamwork that went into our students trying their best builds character and will serve our students well in the future. What is very significant too is that not only do our students try their very best and excel academically, they also do well in sports and the performing arts. They show so much talent and commitment in everything they do, from taking part in various competitions, speaking confidently at TEDx TJC, championing causes passionately, making ice cream in the science lab, to playing a range of musical instruments and even developing phone apps. I'm especially proud of the fact that my students are exceptionally kind and compassionate. Many of them have initiated projects to reach out to the community, and many continue to serve the community beyond their years in college. Guided by inspiring and dedicated tutors, our students discover their intellectual and creative voices. Our students are prepped well for the future because we do it right by our students. Please find out more about our college. Check out our stretch and support programs, get a glimpse of our happy and vibrant student life, and discover the many enriching experiences that await you. Discover for yourself why our students make us the junior college with the best set of value-added A-level results each year. Find out also what our students have to say about their TJ experience and how this is an educational home for a lively, curious and talented community of students and tutors. I wish you a very enriching visit to our e-open house. Thank you.
Good morning, and a warm welcome to TJC's Integrated Program e-Open House 2021. My name is Miss Erin Woodford, and I am the Dean of the Integrated Program. Primary 6 students and parents, this is the time when you are thinking about the next steps for your future, and I hope you join us in TJC for the next stage of your education. We are proud and confident of our programs and student outcomes. This morning, it is my pleasure to share with you our enriched curriculum, our holistic programs to develop character and leadership excellence in all our students, and our exciting CCAs and student life. You will also hear from our IP alumnus and from an IP parent about their experiences. Finally, I will share some information about admissions with you, and we will end this morning's talk with a Q&A segment. At the bottom of the screen on the right-hand corner, you will see a QR code. I invite you to use this to submit your questions at any point during the talk. In joining TJC IP, you will join a strong tradition of excellence in an institute of distinction, in a supportive and nurturing environment, and one with a vibrant and active student life. We are a caring TJC family that strives to bring out the best in all of our students and assure their success. Here's a little bit of TJC's history. Our heritage of distinction dates back to 1977 and has been affirmed throughout the years. Our integrated program has a similarly long tradition, beginning in 2005 and revised to a 6-year program in 2013. Our long experience in running the IP has given us confidence in our programs, and this is underscored by our student outcomes over the years. Our college ethos is anchored in our holistic concept of Temasek excellence. We know that our students are meant for great things. Therefore, our programs are designed to help them achieve greatness in intellect, leadership, and character. I'd like to now introduce some of my students to you. They are examples of Temasek excellence, and they show you what you can expect to experience and achieve in TJC during and after your 6 years with us. The first student I'd like to introduce is Mei Yi, who won a PSC scholarship and is now reading chemistry at the University College London. Not only was she a student leader and counselor, she was also a high achiever academically and scored an excellent score at the A-level exams. TJC allowed her to travel the globe to pursue her interests. She represented the school at the Innovation Forum in Tokyo and went to Vietnam on our humanities overseas trip. Another student who has been to see the world with TJC is Bethany Trung. She had the opportunity to participate in our twinning program with a school in Brunei and was also part of our overseas outreach community program to Vietnam. In addition, Bethany is a passionate and graceful dancer who had the opportunity to dance at the Istana and for the Singapore Youth Festival. She also did outstandingly in her A-level exams and has been awarded a Public Service Commission scholarship to study material science and engineering at NTU. Next is Patrina, who is truly an all-rounder. She showed excellence in academics, leadership, and community outreach. She was the president of the Leo Club and received the National Youth Achievement Award Gold Medal for her involvement in community service. She also represented TJC at many STEM competitions in Singapore and even in Japan. Despite her heavy involvement in school activities, she achieved an excellent result at the A-levels and is now reading medicine at NTU, marrying her passion for healthcare with her love for outreach. Here's Patrina pictured with her parents, who are both TJcians. We are always heartened when our ex-students entrust their children to us. This is truly the definition of a TJC family. The next student I'd like to talk about is Chen Ka-jun, who achieved a perfect score at the A-levels. Ka-jun was a house captain who led many school events. An outstanding sportsman, Ka-jun was so passionate about the sport of ultimate frisbee that he asked the school to start a frisbee CCA, and we were happy to support him. He is now part of the prestigious Renaissance Engineering program in NTU. He is pictured here with his twin sister Carmen, who was also a TJC IP student. Like her brother, she excelled academically, and both siblings were also student counselors. You can see them leading school cheers in the photograph. Next is Brandon, who is very talented in STEM subjects. TJC gave him the opportunity to develop his talents to the highest level through exposure to a number of premier competitions and programs. Brandon excelled in all of these and also found the time to participate actively in sports and community outreach. He has been awarded a PSC scholarship to study engineering. Brandon and his friend, Raiden Ong, stand out as innovative and dauntless problem solvers. Last year, as most of us were adjusting to the sudden shift to home-based learning, these two students took the initiative to spearhead a project to further improve the students' home-based learning experience for the entire school. Together, they brainstormed for ideas to design a dynamic web dashboard that included features such as a live timetable, class games, and a class notepad. The dashboard quickly became a one-stop platform for students to easily access various links, keep track of their timetables, and most importantly, interact and bond virtually with their classmates. Perhaps it's no surprise that Raiden has gone on to achieve an outstanding A-level score and to secure himself a place in the competitive computer science course in NUS. You'll be hearing more from Raiden's mother later on this morning as she shares her experience as an IP parent in TJC. The students I have just introduced to you are examples of what you can expect to achieve in TJC. We strive to open as many doors as possible for our students, and we are very proud of their holistic achievements. Our students have attained a wide range of prestigious scholarships. Here are just some examples. Besides scholarships with SAF and PSC, a number of students receive scholarships from various ministries. These are some recent scholarship awardees, and we congratulate our students on their achievements. We await more good news from our students as the scholarship results of the 2019 and 2020 graduating batches are still coming in. Our students also gain admission into the university courses of their choice at some of the top universities in Singapore and around the world. I said earlier that TJC is a college of distinction. We are extremely proud that our students go on to lead significant lives and to make a real impact on the community. Here are our TJians in Parliament. And our alumni, Ms. Tan Ching Yi, Mr. Gabriel Lim, and Ms. Lo Yen Ling, play pivotal roles in Singapore's governance. They truly epitomize the TJC motto, for college, for nation, and they are role models for our students in their community-centric leadership. We also have TJians playing leading roles in the fields of law and order and medicine, as well as TJians who have excelled in entrepreneurship, in the arts, and in architecture. You can see that our students go on to make their mark in a wide variety of fields, with a strong foundation that was built during their time at TJC. Building this strong foundation starts with our IP curriculum that gives every student the opportunity to discover and develop their talents. Our IP students form the top 10% of primary 6 students nationwide. So we firmly believe that every student who joins us is academically talented. We therefore offer them an enriched core curriculum, which is innovative and deeply contextualized in real-world and authentic learning situations. We also believe that every student has the capacity to be a leader, and this forms the core of our character and leadership development. Together, these 3 areas form the focus of our integrated program framework. I will begin with our focus on achieving intellectual excellence through our enriched core curriculum. The integrated program is a 6-year journey, so we always emphasize that students must start with the end in mind. An example of this is that by the time they are in IP, our students learn how to calculate the University Admission Score, or UAS. Now, this is similar to the PSLE AL score. In other words, it's the score that students receive after they sit for their A-level exams. We teach our IP students to think about their future and to plan for success in the long term. This is why we have a tradition of academic distinction. We are very proud indeed to be the top value-added junior college in the 2019 and 2020 A-level examinations. In particular, our IP students excelled in the 2020 GCE A-levels, receiving a median score of 86.3 UAS and a mean score of 84 UAS out of a possible 90 points. Now, the significance of this is that they can now qualify for any university course of their choice using these very strong UAS scores. A significant number achieved the outstanding feat of a perfect A-level score. Additionally, 7 in 10 IP students who read H3 subjects at the A-levels scored distinctions. Furthermore, 8 in 10 of our IP students scored A's for project work. And similarly, in O-level higher mother tongue languages and mother tongue languages, which is the only O-level subject our students offer, our students consistently attain excellent results. A distinction in higher mother tongue language at the O-levels can actually be added to a UAS score for admission to local universities. Now, this will improve your UAS if you do not already score 90 points. These are our core academic subjects at IP1 and IP2, in other words, at Sec1 and Sec2. We consider this an enriched curriculum because we offer integrated subjects. Language arts and fundamental humanities combine the study of literature and language, geography and history, while Greek science combines the study of the 3 sciences with an emphasis on the environment and sustainability. This integration of subject disciplines trains students to make connections, leading to more sophisticated conceptual understanding. Furthermore, subjects such as skills and knowledge and aesthetics have been specially designed by TJC teachers to offer students an edge in critical and creative thinking. I'll share more with you about these subjects later on. What does learning look like in the TJC classroom? Well, we use a range of pedagogical approaches such as experiential learning in real-life contexts, collaborative learning, and authentic platforms to showcase students' skills. I want to highlight TEDx at TJC, a flagship program by our Language Arts department. Each year, our IP3 students stage their own TEDx in partnership with TEDx Singapore. You can view their inspiring talks on YouTube by scanning the QR code on the slide. Last year, the shift to full home-based learning proved to be quite an adjustment for many. At TJC, we turned this challenge into an opportunity by strengthening our opportunities for blended learning and the use of innovative ICT pedagogies, which we had already been practicing. In this photograph, you can see our IP4 geography students doing field work, but from the comfort of their classroom using VR technology. This is one of the many creative ICT tools that we use to support our students' learning. Our school is also in phase 1 of MOE's personalized digital learning program. Our curriculum is based on the talent development module of Renzulli's enrichment triad. We provide programs for all students within the curriculum at types 1 and 2. This enables them to discover their academic interests and talents. For students who are high ability in specific areas, they will be stretched through type 3 programs, and this can happen even at IP1 if students are ready. What we emphasize, though, is students' growth through their years with us. So we hope as they discover their talents, we can continue to stretch and nurture them at even higher levels. We continue to improve our programs year on year. This year, we had our inaugural IP sabbatical for all students, which you will hear more about later. Students who show high ability and interest in particular subject disciplines join our academic talent development program, the Temasek Academy. We strive to offer engaging, cutting-edge programs which develop students' passion for their subject areas and empower them to take ownership of their learning. You can see on the slide just a selection of some of the programs we offer in Temasek Academy. Here are some examples of the kind of work our students do in Temasek Academy. They are closely mentored by our teachers and there are also many opportunities for them to learn from industry practitioners and experts in various disciplines. Now, some of you might have participated in TJC's eThink Challenge for primary schools, or you may participate in it later this year. Did you know that this exciting event was organized for primary school students by our very own TA Science students? Now, we are also very proud of our students' achievements across a variety of areas, which includes STEM. Now, this should excite those of you who are interested in math and science. We provide a very wide range of programs and competitive opportunities for our students. These are some of our students who have been awarded scholarships by DSTA and A-STAR. We are equally strong in the languages and the humanities, and we are very proud of our students' achievements in all 4 languages. Our students are given the opportunity to excel in a wide range of academic and non-academic areas. Of particular mention, TJC had the highest number of National Youth Achievement Gold Award winners, an award which focuses on holistic achievements, including community and service leadership. To further stretch talented students, we are proud to be the MOE Center for the following special programs: Music Elective, Chinese Elective, and the Humanities Scholarship. The Music Elective and Chinese Elective programs are offered in the IP. In fact, those of you who tuned in a little early today heard our MEP students performing beautifully at the start of the talk. The Humanities Scholarship is only offered in IP5, which is the first year of JC. Our students not only perform very well in the electives, they go on to excel in their chosen fields after they graduate from TJC. Ms. Lo Woon Yen, Mr. Chen Zhang Yi, and Ms. Tan Ching Yi are examples of special program students who have gone on to make a profound impact in their respective fields. As a complement to our Enriched core curriculum, we have a wide range of programs to extend students' learning beyond the classroom. Our flagship programs are specially designed to provide meaningful and authentic context in which students can apply the skills they've learned in the classroom. This year, we held our inaugural IP Sabbatical Week. The objective of this program was to inspire students to be curious about their various subject areas and to apply their learning in fun and engaging ways. Our Sec 1 or IP1 students participated in exposure modules where they explored academic concepts through hands-on activities such as a virtual learning journey to the Singapore River, playing Uno to learn about probability, acting as film reviewers and making podcasts, composing music with a graphic notation score, and learning about scientific concepts through liquid nitrogen demonstrations and the hands-on making of ice cream. Our older IP students spent the week developing their critical thinking and language skills through a debate training workshop, a specially designed critical thinking and philosophy program, and a mother tongue language and cultural immersion week. Our flagship programs also develop future readiness in our students and encourage their ability to solve authentic problems. All IP students study skills and knowledge, a subject unique to TJC, which is made up of media literacy, computational thinking and programming, and design thinking. They extend this knowledge in IP2 with our World Without Borders program, where students use ethnography and their S&K knowledge to understand communities in Singapore. Finally, in IP3, the Innovation and Research program is a culmination of what they've learned as they apply all of their skills to solving real-world problems using the design thinking methodology. Finally, our Wonder Observe Week attachment program allows all of our IP5 students to pursue a 1-month mentorship and attachment with a range of universities, research institutes, social enterprises, and organizations. Our students engage in projects with their partner organization. Here you can see 2 examples of the projects that they have done with the Lee Kuan Yew Center for Innovative Cities and Yale NUS College. Apart from our flagship programs, we have a range of other exciting and fun cohort programs that complement and extend students' learning. Finally, our internationalization program ensures that our students are not only rooted in the community, but that they also have a globally oriented outlook. As I'm sure you've guessed, these photographs were taken before the pandemic struck. We look forward to the period when we will be able to explore the world with our students again. In the meantime, since we can't travel the world, we've brought the world to TJC. Once again, we've turned this challenge into an opportunity by organizing our own online International Student Leadership Congress. Our IP3 and 4 students also participated in the online Global Girl Leading Conference, where they engage in discussions on issues affecting women globally with prominent women from the UK, for example, their Queen's Council. In this way, we have given many of our students valuable exposure to international events, even though we are unable to physically travel. I will now share our programs for character and leadership excellence for all IP students. In TJC, our core belief is that every student is a leader, every day and everywhere. Our differentiated leadership framework therefore ensures that all students receive a tailored leadership development experience, and we have many platforms for students to practice and grow in their leadership skills. We also have a specific leadership map to chart our IP students' leadership journey and development. Leadership starts at home, and we encourage our students to step up in the TJC community. The IP student counselors are proud role models for the IP student community, and they play a significant role in creating a lively, vibrant, and fun student life. For example, in organizing house functions for the students. I want to make special mention of our IP5 student, Jocelyn Jonathan, who has just been elected the JC Student Council President. As a younger student, Jocelyn was part of our IP Students Council. As you can see in the photograph, she's pictured in the center, flanked by her fellow IP councillors, Farah and Xuan Rong. Xuan Rong is our current IP Vice President. Jocelyn is an example of how our IP students grow in confidence and capability as leaders and go on to take positions of higher impact and responsibility as they move on to JC. We also firmly believe that good leaders must be rooted in a strong sense of community. Recently, Minister Heng Swee Keat commended our TJC students on the Rise to the Occasion workshops that they initiated to serve the Bedok community. Besides conducting a range of workshops for the seniors in the Bedok community, students also distributed groceries and rice as part of the Southeast CDC and NTUC Fair Price Walk for Rice program. This is an example of how we encourage our students to be civic-minded and to have a positive impact on the community around them. We also tap on our distinguished alumni, who often return to inspire our students by sharing their own leadership journeys. One example of this is our Inside Outside Leadership Speaker Series, which is offered to all IP students. Our co-curricular activities play an important role in students' holistic development. We offer a vibrant range of CCAs for our IP students. The CCA offerings become more extensive at the JC level as our cohort increases in size. Our students excel in the performing arts and they've done very well in the Singapore Youth Festival. The festival is currently ongoing and we are awaiting more presentations and results for 2021. They also put up a strong showing in a variety of sports. Our college environment is designed to nurture students' passions and skills. Our IP students benefit from JC level facilities, such as a professional black box theatre and a dance studio. Furthermore, as an MEP centre, we are fortunate to have state-of-the-art music facilities. And for sports, we also have 3 covered sports courts. Our campus is a really beautiful environment that is highly conducive for learning, and there are many spaces for students to gather in groups, to work together on projects, to learn from one another, or just to socialize and relax. Finally, we are a campus with great heritage, tradition, and culture. We have several sculptures on our campus, 2 of which are by the renowned sculptor Enriched. In fact, the graphics you see on today's slide and in our e-Open House website are very special to us because they are based on one of the sculptures which graces our school walls. We are proud of our cultural heritage and we weave it into students' aesthetics education, for example, in the form of campus art trails. Now, you may have heard that TJC is part of MOE's Junior College Rejuvenation Program. TJC will be moving out of our current campus at the end of 2022, but we will return to a brand new campus at our current Bedok South site in 2026. If your child joins TJC, they will be the first batch of students to experience this new campus. Between 2023 and 2025, we will be located at our holding school in the former Tampines JC campus. We are currently working closely with MOE to ensure that the former TPJC site is well prepared for us when we make the move over. A school is nothing without its people. I would now like to introduce you to the TJC staff who uphold standards of excellence in teaching and who put their hearts into taking care of our TJC students every day. In the TJC family, our teachers play a strong mentoring role in students' lives. In IP, this takes the form of a dedicated staff which looks out for our IP students. As the Dean of the Integrated Program, my role is to support all IP students in all aspects of their growth and daily lives. I'm supported by my Deputy Dean, Mr. Marcus Goh. Each IP class has 2 form teachers to support them as they transition from primary school to a new IP environment. Our small cohort of IP students means that our teachers get to know each student very well over their time with us. These bonds are essential to students' growth and well-being. As a testament to our excellent teaching faculty, our teachers have gone on to win a number of awards for excellence in teaching and in caring for our students. We have also been commended for being a dynamic and innovative staff. Now, you've heard quite a lot from me this morning about our programs, our campus, and our teachers. I'd like to now hand over the time to one of my former IP students, Ko Cheng Hao, who will share with you his experiences in the IP. Cheng Hao spent 6 years with us and completed his A-levels last year with a perfect score. He led an active and impactful college life as the president of the 43rd Students' Council, and he was also an excellent representative for TJC at many forums in Singapore as well as overseas. Cheng Hao is an outstanding example of a TJC IP student, and I am proud to invite him to speak to you today. Cheng Hao, please.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ko Cheng Hao, alumnus of TJC, class of 2020. If I had one word to describe my IP experience, it would be well-rounded. The TJC integrated program has offered me a plethora of experiences, from the broad and diverse academic curriculum to the internships and various personal development activities that I have participated in during my 6 years here. I can confidently say that TJC is a place where you broaden your horizons and equip yourself with many necessary skills and competencies relevant to the world of tomorrow. TJC IP does not only provide us the opportunity to stretch ourselves academically, but it also offers us a place to grow and connect with like-minded peers. Through Ccas and other enrichment platforms, the college emphasizes the character development of each and every student. TJC believes that every TJian is a leader, every day, everywhere. For me, it was the Students' Council that has played a major role in shaping who I am today. The TJC Students' Council comprises students from IP Year 2 to JC Year 2. It provides each counselor a platform to grow and develop themselves as leaders. I served the college through the Students' Council for 5 years, having joined in IP2 and subsequently being elected the president of the 43rd Students' Council in JC1 to represent the voices and concerns of the student body and develop my leadership and interpersonal skills. In my IP years, I also had the opportunity to participate in many academic programs, from Olympiads to research programs, which enabled me to pursue and deepen my interests in various academic subjects. For me, the Temasek Academy benefited me greatly by developing my critical thinking skills through platforms such as the Model United Nations and other academic conferences. I especially enjoyed representing Singapore at the Asian and Oceanian High School Students Forum and embarking on the Temasek Overseas Outreach Program to do community work in Vietnam. Some of you might think that spending 6 years in the same school is a long time. Yes, it is. But it can be your best years, like it was for me. I have forged strong friendships and close bonds with the people around me, especially my cohort mates, whom I have grown up with and matured alongside. Furthermore, all these achievements and experience would not have been possible without the strong support of our college leaders, our caring tutors, and our parents, who guided and walked with us every step of the way. This sense of togetherness in our TJC community is something that I really hold close to my heart. And I hope all of you desire to come here and experience this TJC family for yourselves. Thank you.
Thank you, Cheng Hao. I'm very glad you got to meet Cheng Hao this morning because in my interactions with him, he's always been so supportive, of our IP students and so enthusiastic about the college and all of its programs. He is really an example of the best that our IP has to offer. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Madam Tan, a parent of not one, but two IP students who have now graduated from TJC. You can see her pictured here with her daughter Ray, who is now studying Renaissance Engineering in NTU, and her son Raiden, whom I introduced to you earlier in my talk. Madam Tan is an EXCO member of our strong and supportive parent support group, who are a very important part of TJC. It is my pleasure to invite her to share with you today. Madam Tan, please.
Good morning, parents and children. Welcome to TJ. My name is Tiam Hong. I'm here to share about TJ experience. Both my children went through TJC's program. The elder one, Ray, was in TJ's first batch of 6-year program and her 6-year IP program, and her cohort graduated 3 years ago. She's now doing Renaissance Engineering in NTU in her 2nd year, while her schoolmates are pursuing their studies in various fields: medicine, dentistry, law, arts and social science, business administration, etc. Some are in local universities, while others are in overseas universities. The younger one, Raiden, graduated from TJ last year, and he and his cohort received their A-levels results this year. This batch of students has achieved good academic results, with 161 of them scoring 5 or more distinctions. But what has been consistent throughout these 3 years since the implementation of IP 6-year program is the excellent performance of IP students here. Like other parents, I was naturally anxious about A-level results, and perhaps more so as the last national exam our kids sat for was PSLE. So when my child received his results and called me to inform, I was over the moon. My child has done well, way beyond my expectations of him. He's not TJ's top tier scorers, but to us, his achievement would not have been possible if not for the 6 years of enjoyable journey he had spent in TJ. So on the day of A-level results release, my cousin dropped me a text to ask about my kids' results. His son has just joined TJC JC program this year in February after his O-levels. When I shared how my kid had fared, she put a request to me. Please ask your son to show my son how he did it. So my husband and I then spoke to my kid about it. Straight away, my kid retorted, but what do I tell him? That my A-level preparations was not just in JC, but my teachers had prepared me in IP. Then it dawned on my husband and myself that my kid felt that his IP years were crucial for his A-level preparations. So isn't this such a good testimonial for TJ's IP program? Nevertheless, we asked our kids to share with his cousin how he truly felt, and he must encourage him to work hard. So less academically inclined and not as hardworking as my elder one, Raiden had managed to fit in here well. What surprised my husband and myself initially was that he was not lacking in opportunities as he actively sought out and signed up for programs of his interest to participate throughout his years in TJ. There are ample opportunities in TJ here for students to participate in internal and external programs as well as in competitions. When my child had shown interest in computer programming and coding, TJ helps to facilitate a training program offered by NUS. He spent some Saturdays in NUS computer science labs learning coding and programming. That ignited his interest and boosted his confidence. Subsequently, with newfound programming skills, TJ's teachers in charge brought him and his team to the next level to take part in SMU Hackathon and Hwa Chong Cyberthon. So earlier on, Ms. Woodford had mentioned that both Brandon and Raiden had brainstormed to come up with a dashboard for home-based learning. On the sideline, both of them had also brainstormed to write a manual about coding and actually arrange meetup sessions to share with their friends here in TJ. They said it was an informal coding training program for those who are interested to find out more in the subject. So we feel that TJC IP program allows students to explore and be exposed to areas beyond the normal curriculum. Students are given the support to learn new passion and build up their passion in areas where they show interest. My child had signed up for NUS Computer Science and had just secured a place there to further his passion in this area. We appreciate how TJ had enriched his life and brought out the best in him by tapping on his individual strengths while creating a conducive learning environment. So TJ is known as one IP school where you do not just smart and study all day long, but you can still afford the time to be involved in sports and other activities. Isn't this so essential in bringing out the well-roundedness of our kids? A holistic education. What I also appreciate about TJ is the fact that IP students could see ahead of what is in store for them for the next 6 years, as all of them, as both IP and JC students, are housed under one roof. When my kids were in IP, they shared with me some programs and activities which their seniors in the JC cohort were involved in. They foresaw themselves doing that in future when they reach that level. So this is especially powerful as it can motivate our kids to work towards their future goals and aspirations. So I have another cousin, a younger one, whose twins have joined TJ IP program last year, and now they're in their year 2. I will hear from my cousin now and then how her twins are doing in TJ. So during the first year, the twins adapted quickly, and they like it that it's not one huge cohort in IP, and everyone kind of know each other. It's like a close-knit family here. TJ was their first choice in the selection then, and thereafter they were granted the place in IP Year 1. Last year, in end October, when the school term had ended, my cousin texted me in her own words that TJ seems to be a really good fit for her twins. Considering that they had no tuition and very minimum help from her, the twins did really well, not just in the studies, but the attitude they have cultivated, together with an active learning approach. She said TJ had given them a good balance between play and study. It was indeed a good and right decision which both of them had made in selecting TJ as the school of choice. This year, in second year, my cousin told me that the twins enjoyed the sabbatical week as they got to try out debating. They shared with their mom how fun the debate topics were, whereby one of the topics was that their team would choose a character and they would have to debate on which character would get voted out. This sounds very new to me, but it's the highlight just 4 months into starting school for the new term. Subject-wise, in the second year, they're starting to explore this new subject, Fundamental Humanities, which they find interesting. They also mentioned that TJ teachers are quite chill and they were not treated like kids. These were the exact feedback given by both my kids in the IP years, that they somehow felt like buddies with their teachers, had lunch with them at times, casual talks, chit-chat, and hang out with their teachers. They feel at ease and happy to be in school. Yes, even for my other cousin, whom I mentioned earlier, that her son joined JC1 this February, told me a few days back that her son had adjusted well, he's taking up a new sport in floorball, and he likes TJ. Kids thrive when they're happy, and we're thankful for TJ teachers and our principal, Mrs. Low, who not only educate, but encourage, motivate, and enrich our kids' life, working hard to bring out the best in them, to serve and contribute in our community, as in our college motto, for college, for nation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Tan. We are very fortunate in TJC to have a network of such supportive and involved parents like her, and to have such an enthusiastic parent support group as part of our family. I would now like to give you some information about admissions. For direct school admissions, we offer the following 10 talent areas: English language, Chinese language, mathematics, science, badminton, basketball, 10-pin bowling, concert band, music elective program, and leadership. In line with MOE's guidance, further information on the DSA applications will be available on our school website in late April or May. Do look out for that and for MOE's announcements on the DSA. A final important piece of information is that we offer an Academic Excellence Award to Singapore citizens or PRs with a PSLE score of AL6 and lower. I've now come to the end of the information which I would like to share with you today, and I'd now like to answer some of the questions that came in during the talk. Okay. There is the QR code is still at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, so please use this to continue submitting your questions. Right, I'd like to just talk about some of the questions that have come in. Okay. One of the questions is, can a student take more than one elective program? So as you remember, I mentioned we offer the music elective and Chinese language elective programs. Okay? So we offer both, and students can indeed join both if they qualify and are selected. However, do note that they can only take up one scholarship. Okay? I have quite a few questions here about mother tongue languages as well. Okay? So I think there's a question about what if my child is weak in mother tongue? Will he or she be at a disadvantage? Okay. I think we want to reassure you that we provide support for all students through consultations and a very rigorous support program. Okay. And we also encourage students to learn the language at a pace and level that is suitable for them and that they can excel in. I think another very important thing is that you may have seen earlier in the slides that we do a lot of work on encouraging passion for our mother tongue. Okay, through various programs and various cultural immersions. I'll just share with you one from this year, which is that our Sec 4 students, our IP4 students, took part in performing arts and drama training. And they also got to listen to a talk given by a Getai performer to learn more about the Chinese culture. So this really inspires students and makes them want to learn their mother tongues and to do well in it. Let me look at a couple of more questions. I do have all my colleagues here with me today, the heads of the various departments, my school leaders as well, who are all looking through the questions as well and helping me with the answers. So do give me one moment. Okay, I have a question about the O-level track. Does TJC offer the O-level track? And I think related to that, okay, what if my child doesn't perform well in the IP? Okay, what can happen? Now, I think the first thing that I do want to clarify is that we do not offer the O-level track. Okay, we only offer the integrated program, right? So there's no O-levels in TJC. The only O-level subject that our students take is the mother tongue language. Yeah. So what happens if my child is not performing well or if my child is failing? Okay, so again, I do want to reassure you that we support all our students. We do know that this is quite an intense period for them, and we want to help them manage their studies. So we monitor them very closely. That's part of my job as the Dean of the Integrated Program. Okay, and I work very closely with all of the heads of department, all of the subject teachers, and the civics teachers as well. So that's also why we have 2 civics teachers per class, so that all of our students can receive close monitoring, whether it is academically or just in terms of their general well-being. Okay? So for academic performance, we have lots of support structures. Our teachers do lots of one-on-one consultations with students just to help them clarify areas that they don't understand. And for those that need more rigorous support, we do have that as well. Okay? So just be assured that we work to support all our students. Okay, right. I have another question about Tamil language and higher Tamil language. Okay, do you offer that for IP1? So yes, we do. Okay, in fact, we offer higher mother tongue languages and mother tongue languages in all 3 languages: Chinese language, Malay language, and Tamil language. Now, I think parents are also asking how their child qualifies to offer higher mother tongue, right? So this is based on MOE's allocation at IP1 and their recommendation. Okay. And subsequently, we also recommend students to offer higher mother tongue or mother tongue express year on year based on their performance in IP1 and IP2. So as I said earlier, we try to find the best level for your child to thrive and excel. Right, let me just take a couple more questions. Give me 1 minute. Okay, right. So there's a question about class sizes. I think I've been talking about the teachers. So you want to know how many students in a class. Okay. So at our lower IP, right, we have about 35 students per class. But at upper IP, so when they move to Sec 3 and Sec 4, the class sizes actually become smaller so that students can receive more individualized attention as they move on with their subject disciplines. So at upper IP, it's around 20 to 30 students. Okay? And by cohort, there's about 170 students per cohort. Okay, I have questions about some more logistical matters. I think, what time does school start and end? Okay, so school starts at either 7:30 or 7:55 in the morning. Okay, except for Wednesdays when students have a bit of a late start at 8:20. Okay, and normal lessons end by 2:30, about 2:30 p.m. Okay, now the rest of the afternoon is actually dedicated to enrichment activities, such as I mentioned, Temasek Academy. Some of the cohort enrichment programs that I mentioned as well as CCAs, of course, and the elective programs, so music and Chinese electives. All right. Okay, I have some clarifications on the TJC Academic Excellence Award. So some people are asking about the specific achievement levels. Okay, so that will be achievement level 6 or better, right? Which means achievement level 4, 5, or 6. Okay, so I'll just repeat that one more time. To qualify for the TJC Academic Excellence Award, you would need AL4, AL5, or AL6, and you would also need to be a Singaporean or a Singapore permanent resident. Let's see, questions on, I think quite a number of parents are interested in robotics. Okay, so are there robotics competitions, programs in TJC? So as I mentioned just now, actually all of our students do a robotics enrichment program, okay, the level robotics program at the end of Sec 1. They also do computing as part of the curriculum in Sec 1 and Sec 2. So this is part of the skills and knowledge subject that I mentioned earlier. Okay. Now, for students who are very talented or very interested in robotics, they could join our IFC club, okay, which provides for their interest in robotics. And also they can join national Olympiads in informatics. Okay, so our teachers mentor this group of students who show that interest and prepare them to join such competitions, right? Okay, plans for relocation. So I think some parents want to clarify exactly when we are relocating. So let me just repeat one more time. Okay, at the end of 2022, we will move out of this Bedok South campus where we are currently located. So we will be at the TPJC holding site, or the former TPJC holding site, from 2023, 2024, and 2025. In January 2026, we are scheduled to move back to this Bedok South site. And of course, by that time, we will have our very exciting brand new campus. Okay, there's a question on DSA admission for basketball, boys specifically. Do you provide DSA admission for basketball boys? Yes, we do. Okay, so as you may have remembered from my earlier slides, basketball is one of our talent areas for CCAs. Okay. No, we don't take in a fixed number every year. It just depends on the number of students who apply and their experience of each applicant. All right. Okay, a further question about DSA leadership. Okay, so what qualifications or criteria is the school looking for? Now, I would encourage you to visit our school website, like I said, at the end of April, early May, after MOE's DSA announcement, and we will put the exact criteria for all of our talent areas at that point. Yeah, but for leadership, I can just tell you generally that we look at a holistic basket of indicators, and particularly for students who are holding key leadership positions in primary school or have had leadership experience perhaps within the wider community. Okay, so just generally that's what we are looking out for. Okay, right, I have questions, quite a few questions about CCAs. What's the frequency of CCAs? Okay, what days are CCAs on? All right. So our CCA days are twice a week on Wednesdays and Fridays. Okay, so again, as I said, they're in the afternoon. But leading up to competitions or performances or certain events, there may be a few more training sessions for that period. Okay. Okay, just give me one moment. There's lots of questions coming in. Okay, how many subjects or modules in IP1 to IP4? Okay, that's a pretty big question because it does change year on year. So what I showed you in the slides earlier were the subjects that our IP1 and 2 students take. So I think perhaps the best thing I can do is to maybe direct you to our e-open house microsite, which has just gone live. Okay, so you'll be able to see all of the subjects that students take at the various levels on that website. And I think even better, you'll not only get to see what subjects they take, you'll get to hear and watch examples of their work, as we've got various student videos. All of our heads of department actually are introducing their subjects and curriculum on the website as well. So you could go ahead to watch those videos and to look at that material. Okay, so again, I direct you to our e-open house website. I'll be showing you the QR code for that at the end of my Q&A segment. Okay, so another question about mother tongue languages. Do you offer Hindi as a mother tongue language in your school? Okay, so we encourage students who want to offer Hindi to contact the Hindi Society and DNP and to attend Saturday lessons at the respective language centers. So the reason for this is that they can best learn in a structured language learning environment, and the center can ensure high standards of learning. Okay, right. Parents will, however, for any alternatives, parents will need to write into the school and request for in-parallel lessons on the TJC campus. Okay, so if that's the situation, then parents should group together to make personal arrangements with the teacher from DAV or the Hindi Society, and they will need to also work with the school to ensure that these arrangements do not affect students' timetable lessons. Okay. All right. I have a question about Mtl exemption. Okay, so if my daughter has an Mtl exemption, can she still be eligible for IP at TJC? Yes, she can. Okay. What will the holding school site be like? Well, we are actually working with MOE to be very sure that the site is up to whatever we need and all of our requirements as an IP school. Again, I encourage you to look at the Open House website because we've included a video there on things you might need to know about our holding site, including how to get there, etc. It's actually located in a very convenient location with the MRT station right in front. So again, I'd like to direct you to our microsite and you can find out more there. Okay, we just look through the questions. I think we've answered quite a few. Okay, do we have a triple pure science combination? Okay, so for the lower IP in Sec 1 and Sec 2, all students will do green science, which does give them the foundation in bio, physics, and chemistry. Okay, and then when they move up to upper IP or upper secondary, yes, it is absolutely possible to offer 3 science subjects. Okay, yeah. So that is possible in upper secondary. Of course, the child would have had to have performed quite strongly in the sciences to do that. Okay. Okay. So can we apply? This is a question regarding DSA. Okay. So can we apply for 2 options as part of DSA applications to TJC? For example, one under leadership and another for academic. Yes, you can. Okay. So again, when the DSA information from MOE comes out, I think that will answer all the questions about how to go about applying for the DSA and how to manage the various talent areas. Okay, there's some parents who are asking about the school being an IPJC school, okay, and the interactions between IP and JC students. So that's actually one of the things that we are quite proud of, having both our IP and JC students under the same roof. It actually is a real advantage to our IP students because they are able to interact with their seniors, and our JC students are indeed very nurturing and very understanding when they work with our IP students. I mean, you met Jemhao just now, and that's an example of the kind of very nurturing, mentoring presence that our elder students take. Okay. Another advantage is that, of course, having both the IP and JC under the same roof, it means that our IP students are able to have the benefit of working with JC teachers or in JC subject areas when that's appropriate and when that will stretch them appropriately. Okay. Okay, so of course I think we are getting quite a lot of questions on the AL cutoff point to enter TJC. Okay, so we don't know what that AL is yet. All right, and of course I think as everyone knows, there is a new scoring system. Okay, so the cutoffs will actually depend on market demand or how many people apply to TJC. Okay. Right, so that's a question we can't quite answer at the moment, okay, but we do strongly encourage you to apply because we really very strongly believe in the quality of our IP programs. Yeah, yes. Okay, I have a question also about how does the school support students' well-being, because yes, I think as some parents have noted, the program is quite an intensive one, okay? Not just academically. I do want to stress that we have lots of holistic programs for students, and I hope Madam Tan's sharing as well as an IP parent also gives you the perspective that our students really enjoy the kind of programs that they engage in. Okay, so while of course we teach them to strive for excellence, okay, we also emphasize being engaged, being passionate about what you do, and really following your aspirations and your dreams. So what do we do to look out for students' mental health and well-being? As you heard from Madam Tan, our teachers have actually got very, very strong rapport with our students. So that comes from the fact that it's a small cohort. Okay, we have 2 civics teachers per class, which means that each student gets a lot of attention. And of course, we know our students very well because they are with us for such a long period of time. Okay, so with all of that, that's actually our first line in supporting our students and looking out for their well-being in general. Okay, and we make a lot of time for teacher-student conferencing to check on our students, see how they're doing, and give them the support that they need. Okay. And we also do teach them to look after their own well-being through our very rigorous guidance programs. Okay, so things like how to plan and manage your time, how to manage stress, okay, even how to manage, group work and relationships. So I would say our students are given a lot of guidance in those areas, and it is a very caring school. We really do look out for our students' well-being. Okay, so this is another question about IP to JC. So the question is, are IP students integrated with the school-admitted JC 1 and 2 students when they move on to IP 5 and 6? So just to explain that at JC level, JC 1, we do have an intake of students via the JAE admissions, which means that they come in from secondary schools after they do their O-levels. So the answer is yes, absolutely. Our students are all integrated together at the JC level. So they have the opportunity, to make many, many new friends, forge many new relationships with the JE cohort of students who come in after the O-levels. Okay, so questions about arts, yeah? What's TJC's plan to nurture students who excel in art? Okay, so is there an art club or an art CCA? So that's the question that is coming. Okay, there's actually a visual arts component in their lower secondary aesthetics program, right? So all students, if you remember me mentioning earlier, all students take an aesthetics program. Okay, that is made up of various modules. One is visual art, the others are dance, drama, and music. Okay, so we have a very strong focus actually in the aesthetics, right? But for art specifically, we also have an art interest group who meet at intervals to learn new art skills. And if actually you're interested, in looking at some of our students' artwork, again on the microsite, there's lots of information about our aesthetics program. And actually, in the videos that you will see, for example, our campus tour, the illustrations are done by our own students. Okay, so there's a very vibrant, I think, interest in the arts that we try to nurture. Okay, I have an interesting question from an ex-student. I'm going to read it, yeah. I'm an ex-TJC student in 1996. However, I find that the current TJC is not what it used to be. My question is, what is TJC's plan to catch up to its previous glory? So interestingly, we have someone asking about the standards in TJC today. So I think on behalf of all of my school leaders and the rest of the staff, I want to reassure you that we take great pride in our standards of excellence. And I hope that has come through in the talk and in my sharing about our programs and our plans for our students. Our IP students have and even our JAE students as well, they've outdone themselves at the A-levels every year. And in fact, this year was a very, very strong showing indeed. And if you remember from my principal's introduction, welcome address this morning, okay, in the 2020 A-levels, IP students have a median of 86.3 and a mean of 84 UAS. Okay, so I think that speaks to our interest in, in maintaining and even raising the standards of TJC year on year. So we strive really for excellence in our students and in our whole college. Okay. There's another question about aesthetics that I would like to address. So is it compulsory to study aesthetics, and what if my child has no talent in it? Yes, aesthetics is actually compulsory at IP1 and IP2 levels, but let me explain why. It is not about, of course, like I said earlier, I think someone asked about art. For students who are talented, we have many plans to stretch them and many programs to stretch them. But we actually believe that aesthetics education is very important for all students, and it's not about talent. It's about teaching students to be expressive, to be confident communicators, not just through speaking, but in a variety of different ways. So you can communicate through music, you can communicate through dance, okay? So quite a number of our students, they're not dancers. When they start with a dance program, they might be a little, oh, but I'm not a dancer. But they end up enjoying it because they really learn how to present themselves with confidence, with poise. They learn how to work in a group, and they learn to develop an appreciation for that aesthetic form. And I think that's really what we want to encourage in our students, and not just, whether or not, it's not just about whether or not they are talented. So I hope you can see the value in that. And again, I'm very proud personally of the students' work. I always try and visit their exhibitions or their performances. And I highly encourage you to have a look at what's on our microsite. There's some really nice student work there. Okay, there's an interesting question as well. Does TJC offer career coaching to students? Yes, absolutely. So what this person means by career coaching is coaching students to find their areas of interest and potentially which course or university to progress to after TJC. Absolutely, we do. In fact, I think this is a very important part of the work that we do. So we have a very strong education and career guidance program, okay, and we have the University Scholarships and Placements Office, or the USPO. So this is a dedicated office in TJC. It's right along our front corridor, so our students pass it every day. And this is where students go when they need some advice about some of them might be thinking about careers, especially our older students in JC. But for our younger students, some of them perhaps looking for, just interested in what jobs might be like, and what can I do if I'm good at art? What kind of jobs could I maybe do in the future? They just want to find out more. We actually also help students find out about their own strengths. So what might they be interested in? What might they be passionate in? And that's the focus for our younger students at IP 1 to 4, in fact. Okay. And this is supported. We have an ECG counselor who is in school a few times a week. We have teachers, particularly from the student development department, who are trained in giving students education and career guidance. And we also have some very interesting events for students. For example, we have the Career and Scholarship Higher Education Fair. Now, although it says careers and scholarships, we actually even expose our youngest, IP1 and IP2 students to this, because there's a special component for them to just find out what their interests and passions are. Okay, so we do a lot of work on education and career guidance. Yeah. Okay. Many parents are here to get information on the DSA process, okay? And what advice do you have for us? Yes, I understand. Unfortunately, according to MOE's timelines, I do need to wait for the MOE announcement to be out before we can give you more information. So my advice for you right now would be, firstly, to take note of our talent areas. Secondly, to visit the Open House website so that you can find out more about the talent area that you are interested in. So again, like I said, you'll be able to hear from the teachers in charge. You'll be able to hear from the teachers in charge, watch videos, look at this kind of work that our students do. And then I think once the information comes out from MOE, and it will be coming out very soon, so I think we're looking at end of April to early May, you'll be able to make a decision. And at that point, do visit our website again, right? And all of the information, including, what kind of selection test, what criteria are we looking for, etc. All of that will be spelled out very clearly on the website. Okay, so I think some parents were quite interested in what I was saying about the USPO, so we have more questions coming in about that. Right, so this was a question on preparation for medical schools specifically and scholarship applications. So yes, if a student comes to us with a very specific interest, absolutely we do have all the resources needed and the people needed to advise their student on how to progress in that area. In fact, this is quite a common one. Students do come with us, particularly with interest in the medical field, in the law field as well. Okay, so I hope that I have reassured you that we have a proper channel to prepare our students for this. Okay, so I'm just going to come and take one final question. Okay, and are there any major learning journeys or overseas trip opportunities? Absolutely, we do have that. I shared some of those with you earlier in the talk. So we have a very robust internationalization program. Unfortunately, I think as everyone knows, we are not able to travel right at this moment. But once the travel is available to all of us again, we look forward to continuing those programs. We have quite a number of them. And as I said earlier, in the meantime, we are not just going to sit around and wait for travel to open up. We are bringing as many international programs into TJC as possible. I think one of the benefits of this period is that everything has opened up online. So our students can still get the benefit of that interaction with people from overseas. So the Global Girl Leading Conference that I mentioned just now is one example of this. And in fact, we are able to allow even more students to take part because it is online. So while we wait for everything to settle again, this is what we are doing to encourage our students to have a global outlook. Okay, and with that last question today, we will come to the end of the Q&A section, and I want to really thank you for your active participation. Now, I'm sorry if I was not able to get to your specific question, but I want to reassure you that you are welcome to get in touch with us anytime, especially if you have further questions after this morning's talk, after looking at our website, or even after the DSA details are announced. So on the screen right now, you will be able to see our contact details. You will also be able to see a QR code. Now, if you scan that QR code, it will lead you to our e-Open House microsite. As I mentioned, it has just gone live this morning, right? So lots of the materials that I was talking about will be available on that website. And from, I think, tomorrow, this talk will also be available if you want to go back on any of the material that I have covered. So on that note, I would like to say a very big thank you to all of you for attending this morning's e-Open House talk. And again, please go and explore our website, and I hope you have a fruitful time exploring that, right? And I look forward to welcoming you to TJC next year. And to those primary 6 students who are listening in, I want to wish you all the best for your PSLE. Take care of yourselves, work hard, and I'm sure you will do yourself and your parents proud. So with that, I will end the talk this morning. I wish everyone a very good rest of the day and a wonderful weekend.